Welcome to our tutorial video on Apple Classroom. Apple Classroom is a fantastic tool to help manage iPads. It gives the teacher visibility and control over student devices, hence making the Classroom iPad experience much more productive. As a classroom teacher, this app was a game changer for me. Apple Classroom allows you to see your students' screens, navigate student devices into nominated apps and websites, and lock screens to assist in gaining student attention instantly. This is intended to assist setting up classes and a basic demonstration of some of the functions within the app.
I suggest you familiarise yourself with getting started with Apple Classroom. It will serve as an excellent quick reference guide. Firstly, let's start with setting up your class. If your devices are being set up by Culture Tech, then the device will be delivered ready to go. The Apple Classroom app is only required to be installed on the teacher device. Locate and open the app. Initial access will require you to set up the teacher information. If staff are allocated their own device, then I would suggest adding your name and an image that is easily identifiable to students in your class. If there is an allocated teacher device per class set, teacher information could be Teacher iPad Stage 2, for example. Let's add a new class by tapping on the plus sign. Name the class, select an icon, and recolor if desired. Tap Done when finished. Tap on the class to start the session. Tap on Invite Students. You'll notice it generates a 4-digit join code. Students will need this code to join the class. I'm going to change to a student device now. As mentioned earlier, the Classroom app is not required on the student devices. To join a class, the student selects Settings, and you'll notice a Classroom icon appear, in this case under Personal Hotspot, but for non-cellular devices it will appear under Bluetooth. Tap on Add Stage 2. Fill in the device information. If one-to-one allocation exists, student information can be entered. Otherwise, add the same details as the device name allocation. For example, Stage 2 iPad 3. I have named mine Student Martin for this demo. Student will need to enter the 4-digit code and wait for the teacher to add them to the class. We're going to jump back onto the teacher device now and notice that one student is waiting to be added. Tap Add.
So rather than reinvent the wheel, I've taken a short clip off YouTube, and I'd like to credit Tracy for this particular video. The links for this video can be found down below in the comments section.
Okay, so I have my teacher iPad back up here. I'm going to show you my screen. So here is my Apple Classroom app. Across the top, it kind of gives me the tools or the things that I'm able to do. I only have the one student connected, but if I were in my classroom, this would be full of all of my students. So right now, I can see that Tracy is just on the home screen. So it's just showing me where all my students are. If they were on different apps, they would kind of be listed here. If I tap on that student, I could say I want to view that screen. And here I can actually see what the student is looking at in real time. So I'm moving around on this student iPad over here. If I decide I wanted to start playing this Princess app right here, I picked a nice loud one. Again, from my teacher iPad, I can see exactly what the student is doing on that app. I'm going to click Done to get out of there. And I'm going to go ahead and close that down. You can see that I could open a certain app on the iPad. I could navigate the student to a website. I could lock the iPad so that the student couldn't leave the app that I put them in. I could mute that iPad, or I could AirPlay. So if I wanted to display, I could use AirPlay to display. And again, that's by individual student. When I have a whole class here, these are sort of the tools where I could do those same kinds of things for the whole class. class. I think if all you used this for is to have this open while you're working in groups and tap on this button where you see all of your student screens, so you could actually take a quick glance and see if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, that in itself would be incredibly helpful. This grouping tool right here, I could make groups, and I could see this being useful if you have differentiated groups and you are asking them to do different things, so that you could maybe quickly look and see if they're where they're supposed to be. As a management tool, I could see putting kind of those difficult students that you're constantly having to remind to stay on task. Maybe they go into a group, and then that's the group that you're kind of really heavily monitoring and maybe locking when you need to. When I say open an app, so I'm going to tap right here. I have to have the app on my teacher iPad and on the student iPads that I'm trying to send it to. If I do want to lock them in, I have to toggle this on before tapping on the app. So if I want them to be locked in, I toggle that on, and then I could go ahead and open. So let's say Book Creator, and I'll go ahead and click open. And provided that all of my students have Book Creator on their iPads, it will open that. I also have the option of, if I'm teaching a lesson, I could open Book Creator on my iPad right from here as well. I'm going to go ahead and say done, so you can just kind of see, again, when I tap on that student, I see that it opens. View her screen, you can see that it opened this Book Creator app open, and as she begins working, I'd be able to watch her work. So pretty stinking cool. When I'm finished, I don't want to manage anymore today. I'm going to go ahead and end class. Oh, before I hit that, I'll also say, if you get more students and need to invite them, it's this button right here, so you could add more students to that. I'm going to go ahead and end class, so you can see I get this little app usage and student summary, which is pretty awesome. So it's going to show me what apps my students had open. If I tap on a specific student, it would show me which apps that student had used, and it would show me the amount of time. This doesn't save anywhere, so if this is something you need for specific data, I would take a quick screenshot of that, just so you have that saved on your iPad, and then once you click done, that goes away. This ended the session. I'm no longer managing these student iPads. When I decide I want to do that again, I don't have to, the student's now connected, I don't have to do that code or anything again. They'll stay connected. As soon as I tap on this button, it will just launch another session, and I'll be good to go again.
So just a reminder to jump onto the App Store and download the Getting Started with Classroom, a teacher's guide to the Classroom app, for a quick reference guide and something to refer back to. Look forward to hearing from you with any questions or queries.